Good morning, Quad Cities. Today is Saturday, December 13th. Ooh, I almost had a slow one right there.
Yep.
I'm Joe Habersham. Thanks for joining us.
I'm meteorologist Morgan Strackbine. Thanks for joining us on our WQ80 8+ app for extended weather coverage. I know we also are streaming on Facebook. So if you are joining us on Facebook right now, I will say I'm going to be having that up and I will be monitoring if you guys want to throw in any questions. We'll try to answer those for you here. But we are just kind of bringing you updates on what we're seeing across the area, because not only are we tracking in snow, we got a lot of cold to talk about too.
Yeah.
Right now, we have been seeing a lot of those roads begin to quickly deteriorate for us.
And we saw, well, an hour ago, we started to do these cut-ins just to try to give people something. And we, just within the last hour, we have some cameras that we want to show you.
Yeah.
So this is obviously the I-74 bridge, and you see some of the traffic. We were talking about slowing down.
Yeah, it looks like people are starting to slow down a lot. Oh, this is the camera that's just on top of our station here in Moline, so that's 16th Street.
Right, going down to South Park Mall.
Yes.
Yep.
Ooh, what is, that is Macomb, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think it looks like a snow plow crew that's out there right now. But some of these streets, I mean, you're really starting to see the snow build up.
Oh yeah, and it's reducing visibility too. And I want to point out that we're not going to see a ton of wind associated with this system, but definitely the light and fluffy snow, which can cause those visibilities to be reduced like you're seeing on these cameras right now. But we've definitely, within the past hour, have started to see those roads get pretty covered so far.
Yeah, and I know that we're going to come to you and sort of follow through on what we're going to see later today, but we do have some resources that we want to be able to share with you guys. Right now, an emergency shelter door are open at the Martin Luther King Jr. Community Center in Rock Island. From now through 7 a.m. on Monday, families can escape the cold and get 3 meals a day along with snacks. Community and city leaders say that the goal is simple here: to keep people safe. And there are several warming centers that are available to Illinois residents. Among them are South Park Mall and local libraries. The Knox County Housing Authority may also be able to provide overnight shelters to those who need. And Iowa warming centers include the Bettendorf and Davenport libraries, as well as North Park Mall. Those who may need shelter overnight should contact Humility Homes and Services in Davenport. You can also reach out to the Salvation Army of the Quad Cities. For more information on warming centers and shelters in our area, you can visit our website at WQAD.com. And a reminder from the Rock Island County coroner: extreme cold like what we're seeing this weekend can be life-threatening. The coroner says that cold-related deaths are rare, but they do happen when people fall outside and aren't found in time, or when homes, cars, and abandoned buildings quickly lose heat during this winter weather. He says anyone can be vulnerable, especially those dealing with medical or mental health challenges.
Any night when it's 30, whether it's 30 degrees above zero or 30 below zero, you can succumb to hypothermia, and it's a very serious and wrong way to go.
Coroner Gustafson urges people to check in on their neighbors right now and let someone know before heading outside, especially with more cold nights ahead. And the wind chill is a big part of what makes this weekend's temperatures so dangerously low. Because of it, our bodies will get colder faster. That's because the wind blows away most of our body heat that we generate, and that's what makes it vital to your layering up and keep a buffer between your body and the wind. And now we're going to go send it over to Morgan to try to make some sense of the snow that we're going to see today.
Yeah, and we're definitely already starting to see that widespread across the area. So we're going to give you an update on road conditions right now. Take a look at, again, what we're expecting when we should see the snow come to an end and what the amounts should be left behind with. And then, of course, all the dangerous wind chills that we are going to see. But right now, road conditions, they continue to deteriorate, and we're likely going to continue to see this update as we head through the morning. And I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see some updates, especially in Illinois. I will say the difference between Iowa and Illinois, we have different reportings going on here. So Illinois generally is a little bit slower on reporting those road conditions, I will say, or at least for us to be able to pull in that data. But you can expect it. You see all of this pink here. That's 100% covered. That's definitely filtering in towards Peoria. I actually did just see a camera in Peoria not too long ago. They have definitely seen a lot of coverage out there on the roads, and it's been very fast because of how cold temperatures are so outside this morning. Let's take a look at some of our area interstates. Interstate 74 in the Metro Quad Cities. Again, it is starting to look like that dusting is really starting to pick up on those roads so far. And when it comes to any road treatments with temperatures this cold, it's going to be not as effective, and it might take a little bit longer to clear those roads. So if you can avoid any travel for today, and especially if you can hold off until later on this afternoon, give those crews a little bit of time to be able to clear off those roads, especially especially when the snow comes to an end, which should happen here closer to noon to 1 o'clock for us today. But regardless, let's look at Interstate 80. Actually looking a little bit better with some of those cameras, but still the snow is flying. It is so chilly outside that I am not going to be surprised if we do continue to see rapid deterioration on those roads. Feels like temperatures are below zero right now, feeling like -7 here in the Quad Cities, -12 in Clinton, -3 in Muscatine. And again, it's going to continue to stay below zero with those wind chill values all day today. So here's a look at live radar, and I'm going to zoom in here because we still see kind of a sharp cutoff for us here. Very light snow showers being seen as we look off to our north all the way around here. Maybe not even seeing too much snow even near Clinton or Savannah right now, but very light it looks like being picked up on radar. So that's where we're expecting to see less of the snow for today, but it's been widespread snow showers all for our areas in the southern part of I-80. It's just been pretty constant here, especially over the past couple of hours. It started really starting to build in just before 6 o'clock this morning. So they've already seen about a couple hours of pretty consistent snow showers, starting to probably see a little bit of accumulation too, because like I said, we started to see the snow here within the past hour in the Quad Cities. And I will say it rapidly started to stick to the ground. Now here's a look at the regional radar, and we're starting to see, I want to get this arrow back out here. In western Iowa, the intensity is starting to decrease here. I can start to see those pockets begin to build in, not starting to see the snow come to an end even in Mitchell, South Dakota. So this is right here that's streamlining in. This is kind of the main event that we're seeing and where I'm expecting to see some of the heaviest snow swaths. Luckily, once we get closer to noon, we'll start to see things begin to quiet down for us. Of course, that winter weather advisory is going to be in place until 3 o'clock. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see this start to get trimmed a little sooner, especially if we do see a lot of those snow showers come to an end by noon. But most are expected to see between 1 to 4 inches of snowfall, especially for those in that advisory for today. And when we look at the winter storm severity index, this is kind of taking a closer look at what those road conditions can be expected to and what the impact levels are going to be. So we're in a level 2 out of 5 when it comes to that winter storm severity index, exactly along I-80 and pointing to the south. Areas north where we're expecting to get maybe about a dusting to an inch. Again, winter driving, so that level 1 out of 5. Regardless, all of us should, practice our precautions. If you're going to be outside on the road at all today, make sure that you are slowing down. Again, here in the Metro Quad Cities, we've really started to see, 1, people slow down on our cameras, but 2, we've definitely started to see that snow begin to stick to those roads. So here's a look at future track. By the time we do get to around noon to 1 o'clock, this is a look at about 1:30, lots of the snow should be well out of our area. But then we get to this evening, we're gonna start to actually clear out conditions. And with those clearer skies overnight tonight, we crash temperatures nearing -10 for overnight lows. And the most dangerous wind chills are going to be expected to start your Sunday, as we could feel as cold as -30. We stay in the single digits all day Sunday. Now, the nice thing is we're going to get some sunshine on Sunday, but unfortunately, it's just not going to do anything for those temperatures. And then again, here's a look at the snowfall tracker and what we are expecting for by the time we do wrap up all these snow showers for today. Anywhere from a dusting to an inch will be seen for areas north of I-80, especially towards Clinton, where we kind of see a little bit of a sharper cutoff when it comes to any accumulating snow. If you're south of I-80, I still think a good bet is going to be anywhere between 2 to 4 inches. And that doesn't mean that there could be some areas maybe even picking up 5 inches. Again, with these really cold temperatures, we get higher snow ratios, which means accumulation can happen a little bit faster for us, even though the system is going to be really quick moving. So Macomb could definitely see some reports near there around 5 inches. So the farther south you go, the more snow is going to be likely. And I've been getting a lot of questions this week as we've been talking about the snow and the cold coming in. Is it going to be extremely windy? No, it's actually not going to be extremely windy, but it's still going to be windy enough to bring in those wind chills to be extremely dangerous. But we're just not going to see anything to call home about, basically, when it comes to those wind gusts. Still up to 20 to 25 miles per hour. Yeah, that's a breeze for sure, but it's a typical winter breeze, so not anything that we don't already see on a typical winter day. Tonight, though, by 6 o'clock, we'll see our next advisory start. And this is our cold weather advisory for all of us, starting at 6 p.m., and it's going to last until noon tomorrow. Even though we are expected to stay below zero, it's just that period is when we're expecting to see those wind chills get closer to -15. And then, of course, by tomorrow morning near sunrise, we'll have some reports of -25 to -30. We're already starting to see some church cancellations, too, so I would definitely plan to check in with that if you have any plans to go to any of those services, or if you could just stay home tomorrow morning, that's probably going to be your best bet too. It's really not great to be outside or try to limit as much time as you can when it comes to being outside at all for tomorrow morning. We should start to see rebounding conditions by the time we get to Monday. It'll take some time. This is a look at 5 a.m. Monday. We're still feeling close to -15 in areas, but by the time we get to noon, that's when we're really going to start to see things turn around for us here. As we do look at the next 8 days, though, we are going to continue to see lots of rebounding conditions. We'll see temperatures back to the 30s on Tuesday, and then potentially back to the 40s on Wednesday. So, hey, especially for those areas that have been seeing some snow, and a lot of snow, especially south near Galesburg and Burlington, where they have reports of between 2 and 3 inches from Thursday, and they could tack on another 3 inches for today. Well, there's a good potential that a lot of this snow is going to melt as we head through the next week and bring in those temperatures to go actually above normal for us. So it'll be a nice treat as we calm things down for us. We just got to get through the weekend. I will say I do have a report here coming from Riley. So good morning, Riley. He is reporting that so far he has recorded 1.7 inches for Monmouth, Illinois, which is no surprise. He said, according to my Weather Channel app on my phone, which honestly, I would say that's probably getting close to that amount, about an inch, inch and a half so far for some of those towns near Monmouth, Galesburg, Burlington, because you have been seeing some more of those consistent snow showers so far for this morning. But in the meantime, of course, you can stick with us on the A+ streaming app. We'll continue to provide you some updates, radar images, road conditions, as well as tracking those wind chills that we are going to see through the weekend. And in just about 20 minutes at 9 o'clock, we're going to be here for Good Morning Quad Cities Saturday. Of course, providing you live updates too with the weather and the roads. And not only that, we will be having the beast out on the road. In fact, our team is just about to head out there, so they'll be able to give you live updates on what it's looking like around. We'll see you back here in just about 20 minutes.